Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at Origins 2017. I'm sitting down with Michael Coe from Gameland Games, and you brought us another family member to the Tiny Epic line.
Yes, this one is incredibly exciting. So this is, it's definitely our most vibrant. I mean, this one really comes to life. It was illustrated by Miguel Coimbra of Seven Wonders and Small World. So we really kind of ramped up and found somebody just phenomenal to bring this one to life. We're very excited about it for a lot of different reasons. In addition to just the magnificent art and the way that it just comes to life on the table, we have brought a brand new, very awesome component to the game in the way of these item meeples.
Look at I was admiring these before the video started, saying I've never seen anything like this.
Yes.
It's got that classic meeple shape, but actually these are 3D bits attached to the front of those meeples.
Well, I actually want you to handle them. So I want you to take those items out and put them back in and just feel how satisfying that is.
to literally customize my red meeple here with doodads.
Yes, and there's a whole bunch of doodads. The game comes with a ton of different little items and artifacts that you can find in the dungeons. We're very excited. This one is a production copy, so this is the real deal. This is what our backers and supporters of the game are going to get.
This is what appeals to me of when, if anyone, I feel like was a Playmobil fan from their childhood, this is where you can put all the little tools in their hand and whatnot, or the part of Lego. I feel that you know, when you can make your little minifigs. This is hitting this on a game level.
Well, I love hearing that. And we worked really hard at getting the engineering of these down perfect with the beveled edges of the pegs so that they slide in really nice. You can turn them while they're holding them if you want to position them. So there's really a lot of creativity that comes out of these pieces. So much that we have, our minds are just going crazy. We're going to be doing a lot with these item meeples. We're going to be featuring them in future games, adding to them things that they can put on their back. We want to be eventually putting them inside mechs, and we want to do a lot with these item meeples because they're just so great.
I would hesitate to say the word you're looking for is they're epically awesome.
Yes, so they are definitely a standout piece, probably the single greatest component we've produced as Gameland Games, and they steal the show in this game.
They do. Now, bits aside, why don't you give us a little taste of what thematically we're going to expect from Quest?
So, Tiny Epic Quest is kind of a puzzly sandbox adventure. This game, you build out this overworld, and then you've got each player has 3 elf heroes, and that's what these item meeples are. And you're taking different finite ways of travel to get across this world. And so it's kind of limited action selection in the form of movement, traveling by foot or by boat or by griffin or horseback. And these have different defined patterns. So you're trying to figure out, okay, I want to go, you're looking at your player board and you see, okay, I want to try to get my legendary sword. But there's also these available quests that are kind of a general pool that all the players can kind of vie for. And you're saying, well, I also want that, potion or that magic gem. But to get the gem, I'm going to have to go down into this specific temple, which, maybe helps me get my shield, but not the sword I wanted. So I'm going to send one guy out here, one guy out here. But to do that, I've got to make sure I've picked the right movements. So there's definitely a puzzle aspect of figuring out how do I, in an efficient way, move my heroes where I want them to be. And then it all wraps up with a pressure luck aspect at the end, where you get to roll these beautifully engraved dice that just turned out really, really nice. And those kind of are the actions that you take to get through the temples that you're going for, or to slay the goblins that you've set yourself up to fight. And then that wraps up, and then you go through another round and rinse and repeat. The game takes place over 5 days, and by the end of 5 days, you want to try to have acquired the most, slain the most goblins, acquired the most items, learned the most spells, things of that nature.
As is true with your other Epic games, this feels very thematically rich. That the mechanics are really feeding in, the fact that this, just from your description, already feels like we're telling a story. I'm journeying across the week. I'm delving into fun adventures.
Yes, marrying thematics and mechanics the theme and mechanics is always something that I've been very dedicated to with our products that we come from Game of the Games. That's always something really important. So nothing feels stickered on. It all really gels.
Now, because you had mentioned the artwork, you had brought us actually an art book. Is that something you wanted to talk about now or later?
So this actually is part of the new Tiny Epic Defenders revamp.
Thought then, because
yes.
we'll do that in the next video.
But they both look so similar because they're both so vibrant and full
rich,
of life.
I know,
and
right?
I can definitely see the drawing of comparisons there.
All right, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Michael, thank you so much. I am, to use the appropriate word, geeking out over these bits like I can't even tell you. So they are as cool as you would imagine at home right now, for reals. And I want to put out the thought there that I would buy just these. So if you guys want to check those out, that is going to be the exclusive bits to go along with Tiny Epic Quest. And Michael, do you have an idea of when that's going to be available for retail, since it's still just a factory proof at the moment?
Yes, so we actually are going to be delivering right on time to our backers in August. Early August, we expect pretty much all of our backers to start receiving Tiny Epic Quest. And then we'll probably shoot for a late August, maybe like September 1st release on Amazon, and then followed after that by a full retail release, probably mid-September-ish.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for letting us take a sneak peek. And if you want to check that out, that's Tiny Epic Quest. And Michael, thank you again.
Thanks, Beth.